everybody. Thank you for joining me. Much appreciated. I've retitled today's video and I'm going to do one topic today rather than my multiple topics. And I've bought a few seeds recently and I want to read up on how to grow the seeds. If there's other things about the seeds, how to grow them, or tips that I don't know. So I thought I will share the hacks with you. I did show some of the first lot of seeds I bought recently, but I'll re-show those because I've got them mixed up now with the ones I bought the other day. And the other day was when we went to Ziggy. On the way, we stopped at a shop some way from us that Mike had been to. It's Steel, which is the tool brand. And he'd been there to get repairs on things done and whatnot. And I'd never actually been in there. And he said when he last went in there, he knew I was desperate for bean seeds, like runner beans and French beans. And he said, I'm sure I saw those to come in. So we stopped there on the way to Ziggy and I went in, and if you know the term small holding, which is a term used in England, I would say it's a shop for small holders, which is like a cross between a small allotment or plot and garden and a much bigger, say, a homestead. So we call it small holding. So I would say the shop is set up to be a small holding. Hey, Blue. So I actually liked it. I thought it was a tool shop because it's steel. And I went in and it's only garden. It's tiny. It's like an old English hardware store, very small. And it's got rakes and hoes and not lots of equipment as in silly bits and pieces, but real hardy stuff like big tools, lawnmowers, trimmers, chainsaws, all gadgets and gizmos for gardening. So I quite enjoyed it in there, actually. As I say, it's not big, so there's not much to walk around, but they've literally every inch of the wall, they've got netting for growing and things like this on the wall. So I'm going to share those. If I'm going to give people time to watch my video I posted today, and then if you want me to talk more about that and the situation, I will do that on Wednesday. But I won't talk about it today because obviously a lot of people haven't watched the video yet because time differences. Whether I talk about it Wednesday or not, that's up to you if you would like me to talk about it and if you feel there's more explanation or so on and so forth. But today I'm going to show you the seeds I got previously from Jumbo and the ones I got from the other day, the journey to Ziggy, where we did not know at this point things had gone disastrously wrong. As I say, I've now sowed some of these as well, so they're mixed up. A few you may have seen if you saw my Jumbo haul, but I'll share them all again. And then, as I say, I'll go through how to plant the more obscure to me type of seeds. And then if you can add any hints and tips to what I say, that will be greatly appreciated. Or it'll be a starting point for anyone who doesn't grow the things yet. So something I started growing, I think last year, or was it the year before, was cauliflower. And yes, I've collected seeds, but I want to grow more. Everything that grows well once I've got used to how to grow it. Let me move my arrow, it's right in the middle. Everything I grow well, I then increase the amount I grow. So though I collect the seeds, I want to grow more beds or more areas. Thanks. So that's cauliflower. I've just filmed today, edited. Probably won't be the next one I post, but the one after, because I always plan sort of one ahead. I did cucumber, everything about growing cucumber, and I'm going to very slowly go through every single fruit and vegetable, how to grow it, just in one episode. I keep talking about doing this. Each episode is going to be for, I often go on how to do things and it either doesn't tell me the bit I want to know, or it's one part, part 2, part 3. I just want one quick episode. These are the basic things, away you go type of thing. And all bugs and pests, I mentioned briefly what the worst ones are, but I have done pest as a separate one because a lot of vegetables and fruit, the bugs overlap. So you could get similar ones. So I'm doing those as separate episodes. So yeah, that's cauliflower. I'm just thinking where to put them. As I do them, I shall see them twice. I have actually got to do my next seed giveaway. What number are we on today? 30. Oh, so possibly Wednesday or Thursday, I will be putting up on my community post who's won, not one, no competition here, you just get who's been the recipient chosen out of my community to get the free seeds. So do check that your name is on the community post each month. It's a picture holding seeds like this. Scroll until you see it, and as I say, I try and put it up the first of the month, but it depends what day that falls on. So if not the first of the month, at least a couple of days after that, go on the community post. That is the only place you know if you've been given the seeds, and you need to reply within that month to get them. So do check. Different types of lettuce. We've got so much lettuce growing at the moment, but we eat a lot of it. I do particularly, but I like to get lots of different types. The best lettuce I find to grow is Rosa lettuce, which is the one, it grows green first, but then it has like a reddy tinge to it. So if you want to grow lettuce, but you're, oh, is it hardy, or will it grow well, or your first time growing, try growing Rosa lettuce. I do actually try and give that as my giveaway. So if you already grow lettuce, you can make a comparison. So you'll see me often buy, again, with lettuce, I just regrow, because I don't collect seeds from lettuce. I just grow it. And I never pick the whole lettuce. I always take leaves off and let it keep growing. Tony won't eat anything but iceberg. I do love iceberg best. Right, but then my favourite is Little Gems. Right, yeah, I like a crispy lettuce more, but as I say, I do like a variety, and it looks pretty as well if you're making a whole salad. This one was in my jumbo seed haul, because I had to, not jumbo, I went to other shops as well, but on that haul, because I talk in the video about the nano, which is a type of zucchini we have here, and I picked this up. This was from Super Home, these seeds, and I picked it up. I'm talking in the video all about it, but look, I didn't read it. I don't know if I picked up the packet next to it, or I just saw the word vert green. Obviously, that's what the nano has on it. And so luckily, I always watch back my videos when I edit them 9 times out of 10. And I thought, hold on, in the picture it says cucumber, and it wasn't until I edited it I realized it was cucumber. I got tons of cucumber, but hey, never mind. Onions, can't have too many onion seeds. I'm not a great grower of onion, as in how many seeds I plant to how many grow. So whether that's just something with onion seeds or whether that's just me, onion seeds, I need to double up the amount I need. So there's that. I think most of these were from the day I went to Jumbo, but as I say, these were from Super Home Centre. So radish, again, I can't have too many radish. I know you can eat the seeds and save the seeds, let them go to seed. But for me, I would rather eat all the radish and get some more seeds. You get so many in a packet. Ours out here range anything from 80 cents to about 99 cents. You can get more expensive ones, but I wouldn't pay more than €1 for seeds, a packet of seeds here. I think most people do. I don't have enough room really to grow onion. No, they take so long as well, don't they? It can be a waste. But onion is good to grow to keep some pests away as well. So, but then you can do garlic, which takes less room and less time. Oh, these ones, I love these. Now, in my video, I said that a lot of people told me colour ones don't always taste good. grow colour ones for fun, or if you're not keen on a taste of something, then grow a coloured one. But Sherry from Black's Tropical Homestead gave me a yellow variety of carrot, and they were so sweet and lovely. So I thought, well, fun. And again, I talked in the video about make colour in your kitchen by laying out lots of coloured vegetables. We should do art displays. Let's do a challenge where you all lay out loads of coloured vegetables when you harvest them. Send me your pictures. My email's always under my lives. Send me your pictures and maybe I'll do a video of all your pretty art. If you want to make them into pictures or colour shapes or something, you can, or just lay them out and show me the variety of colours you grow. Carrot ones aren't bad. They aren't as sweet or carroty, but I think that's a good thing, honestly. I actually like eating the carrot leaves. I'll eat most leaves, carrot leaves and radish leaves, beetroot leaves. I like stir fried. So I bought some normal ones as well. Again, you can't have too many carrots. That's all in that packet, but that doesn't mean that was all that I got then. As I say, I've planted stuff so it goes everywhere, and I've got to be careful here because I have planted some. So my new haul, look what I found. White radish. That'd be fun. Obviously I need a bit more depth than I usually grow them. Blue says, me too. I make a pesto with them. Oh, I love pesto, using walnuts with the carrot leaves. Oh, that's a good idea. Nice. What, my white radish? Mike says, what's that then? And I went, well, it's radish without its clothes on. I don't know what they taste like. I know all radish do taste different, the varieties. You get more peppery ones, and I know that can be as well how long you leave them in the ground. But I like to try different looks and varieties. So there's that one. See, this makes me happy. We're having a terrible time right now, but this makes me happy. I got some more sweet corn. If you remember the first year I grew it, it was very unsuccessful and I was having all sorts of issues with it. Then I did my usual the next time and just put it in the ground, left it to get on with it, didn't worry about doing anything, and I had so much sweet corn. I saved a lot of the seeds from the sweet corn, but again, I want more because I feel the more you grow at one time, the more successful they're going to be because of the pollination. Is that like a Chinese radish? I don't know, Blue. I don't know. It just says, the trouble is most of this is Italian. It says white icicle. I don't know Italian, so I can't really tell you what it says at the back. It says something, but it's in Italian, so I don't know. And the Greek bit on it is just when to sow, when to plant, doesn't say anything else. Can't tell you, but I thought that was interesting. Oh, I've harvested something else, Blue. And I was like, oh, I wish I'd thought about it and harvested it earlier because I would like to have sent you some. Maybe next time, because there will be another time, Blue, you'll get sent seeds. I harvested some dates and they're drying out just over there at the moment. So I've got tons of date seeds to do on my giveaways. They're for pickling and stews and roasting. Oh, cool. Cool. Let me write that word down. Where is it? I've lost my place. Dakin. I don't know varieties, and I always say brands. I don't know varieties very well. Out here, people just give you seeds, so you'll know that tends to be what I do. I give you a packet of seeds and put peppers. I can't be bothered to sit there and write all varieties. So it's like, surprise, you know it's peppers, so you know how to grow it and when to grow it in your area. Surprise, what sort it is. They're not chilies. If I say peppers, they are like peppers. If they're chilies, I put chilies, but it's like, surprise. Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, right, okay. Oh, it says it. Oh, it says it is. Just look. So you say great for pickling. I love getting info from you, Blue. Great for pickling and stews. Roasting. I like roasted parsnips. Right, cool. I will look into that. Excellent. They call them mouli over here. Okay. Mouli. Stupid supermarkets confusing people. What do you say, Blue? Do you say okra? I think you say okra because we say ladies' fingers. I'm sure I've heard you say okra because you were talking about not liking it or you're going to give it a go, basically. But the tip of that, Mike had some when I first grew it and he hated it. And then I don't know where I got it from. Maybe I read it in one of my books. And it actually says if you grow them too big, they're disgusting, basically. So eat them when they're quite small. Then I ate them quite small and I now like them and I dislike them. So I grew them smaller and picked them quicker and I like them. So when you grow your okra, do keep them small. Pick them, not like big long things. Same with the aubergines or the eggplants. I find if you let those go too big, for me, whether it's because the heat here, I don't know. But if I let them go too big, they're not so nice. Yes, less than 2 inches. Yeah, I would say, yeah, that's probably, is that about 2 inches? Yeah, I would say that. Although obviously I leave a lot on there to go to seed. You want them really big anyway. I say okra, but I've heard, yeah, we say ladies' fingers. I think that's quite cool, actually. That's a clever name. Yeah, so I've got some sweet corn. That just says sweet glico, which is sweet. And this is another brand out here. I don't know, is this an English brand? Because a lot of this packet is written in English. So I don't know if that's an English. Where does it say made? Although it might be where it's packaged. EU, that's what it says. Oh, Athens. Oh no, it's not English, it's Athens, which is Greece, obviously. Oh, cool. Not heard of it, no. Aubergine goes spongy if too big. Not nice. Laugh out loud. Oh. That's me laughing out loud. So you'll be pleased to see some more lettuce. It's quite a staple diet of ours because if we have a sandwich, we throw it in. In the summer, we eat mostly lettuce. So for a tea, I don't eat too much at tea time. So we just grab some bits. If a sandwich, we put it in. It's like, of course I like them. Oh, look, more lettuce. I've got some green lettuce. I don't like ones when they go a bit soggy. So this is another reason I grow lettuce. They're very cheap to buy here. But as I say, I like fresh. Go out, pull some up. Salted. Oh, look, I've opened this one. So I've grown some cabbage. Some cabbage. I have no clue when they changed the name from cost to remain. Again, another thing to put the price up, I reckon. Ooh, noms. I've got to be careful because, as I say, some are open. These are all indoor growing I've done at the moment. Right, now we have, because I said we can't get bean seeds here. I've been going on for ages. Bean seeds, as in runner beans and French beans, those sort of beans. And late last year, we went to Timmy Market in Paphos and they were actually selling beans to eat. And I don't know if you recall, we bought a whole load of them, cooked them, eat them, froze them, whatever. So we had a nice freezer full of them, fresh beans from a farm. And I actually saved a lot of the seeds, let a lot go like dry out and took the seeds, and I'm growing some of those. But I wanted beans seeds myself. So you'll see I've numbered the packets. so I know straight away without having to write down every time which ones I planted. Here they are. So, before we do that, I'm going to show you something following on from our plastics, what you can and can't have here anymore, and also following on from my PFOs, all about products in Cyprus and all the rest of it. You will see now we get a plant passport sticker. I don't know if any of you have that. And this all is about the origin of it and everything else. And there was other stickers on them as well. So we get that now. Yeah, plant passport basically. So this first one is a climbing bean. And again, in Italian. So I can't tell you a white bean. Obviously, Bianco is obviously white. Grano, so I'm assuming big bean, and there's a little bit on the back I can read for you. An early variety, the bean medium to large, white shaped and flattened in sections, dark green leaves and white flowers, light green straight string-free pods. And most bean seeds are quite similar. Little tablets, I always think they're funny. So I don't know if you can see that well, but that's the bean. So a little bit smaller than some bean seeds. Awesome, that's so cool. I'm glad you got some. Yeah, I am as well. I reckon that's a normal runner bean. In Europe, though, they tend to grow for the seed bean, not the pods, unlike us. So that's one. I've got 4 beans. While I was there, I was getting every bean they had. So number 2, this definitely says French bean. And this says climbing. But again, it's got a similar name to the last one. But this one says climbing as a difference to the last one. And this says climbing bean, white grain, dark green, straight, long, broad pod that contains 6 to 7 seeds. So this should be quite similar. As I say, I've planted 6 of each. So I'm experimenting. You would too, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, this is a little bit longer. This is a bit longer. I don't know how much you can tell the difference. I won't get all 4 out and compare them here because I'm bound to get them mixed up. Maybe I could do that for my video when I first show growing them. I reckon the inner bean will be similar to a Great Northern bean or a haricot type bean if you dry them and use some that way. Interesting. Always good advice from my blue friend. So packet 3, this says French bean. But it's got a variety here. This says climbing Blue Lake, and this is annual. Oh, this says, see, this is my Greek. This says ready in 68 days. That says, is that fast then that they put the sticker on it? Ah, with white flowers or sporos. It's not really flowers. Laludi is flower. So what does this say on the back? Is there anything I can read you? Climbing bean, small white grain, straight and green pod, medium length that contains 6 to 7 seeds. That's fast. Oh, right, that's fast. Oh, super fast bean. I assumed it was just because they put that on the front. They're not going to put it if it's slow, are they? I can't get one out. Oh, these feel smaller. Oh, these are a bit more hard to hold. Wait, let me get my finger and thumb. Ooh, these are much smaller. Yeah, maybe I should lay them all out and film a little bit of a comparison. There. So that one's smaller. And then the last bean one, as I say, I've planted 6 of each. We'll be having to send out for Prince Charming with his sword to find you come harvest time. Oh, that's funny. I love that blue. That's so funny. Oh, this one says French bean again. This says dwarf bush blue lake 274 annual. Now this says 56 days. What did the other one say? 68. This is even quicker blue. The others say, oh yeah, wait. The second one said 62 days. The third one 68 days. And this one says 56 days. Oh wow, that's super speedy then. Look, 56 days. Ready in 56 days. Cool. This says, can I read you anything? Dwarf bean. Maybe that's why it's quicker, because it hasn't got to grow very far, possibly. Green medium-sized pod that contains 5 to 6 seeds. It's because it's a bush bean, be quicker. Cool. Watch out for the giants. You're so funny. Let me get a seed out. Oh, this is small as well. Oh, I think this is even tinier, or very similar to the last one, maybe a little bit tinier. Yeah, look at that. There's something about bean seeds. I like looking at them. I like bean seeds, but I suppose they're quite different from a lot of seeds. So there's those. That's all. I'll just put these back in this. I'm using what I got from Jumbo for now. These files, just keep them all together and upright. Oh, that's not all. I lie. Hold on, let's put the beans in that one and then put the other bits in that one. I lie, that's not all. These are what I call my funky new things. Now, these are the things I want advice on. Now, I did buy an actual basil plant, if you recall, when I bought the lavender. The basil died, and my friend Bunky from Bunky's Garden said to me, just shock it, put it in water, and don't leave it in there too long, but that kind of shocks it and it tries to grow to get away from it. Unfortunately, I'd left it too long before I asked her for help. So it hasn't taken. But what I did with the stick bit that was left, the brown dead stick, I have now, I did put in the water, but I've now planted that. I don't think it will revive itself, but we'll see. It's an annual, bit of a diva. I thought it would be all right here all year because Bunky told me how you can, you can keep it going. And she gave me all what you do and you take things off and whatever else. And she thought that would work here because it's warm, but take it indoors. Well, what it was we had one bit of unexpected rain out of season and it got wet, like sodden. That was what killed mine. Does self-seed though, it'll come back. It's dead. It's a dead bit of stick about this tool. But you know me, I won't give up on things, so it's planted. So I thought, well, seeing as I saw basil in the still shop, I think it's supposed to be quite hard to grow from seed, but I've planted a few already, so we'll see. I always like to try things, and my advice to anyone who tries something new, don't say, oh, it didn't grow, it won't work here. Try it again. That's what's happened with me with my cauliflower. It didn't grow any the first year, and my sweet corn. I didn't give up. I tried again. Try different places, try different times of year, or just try again. You get more confident with something. You think, will that work? Should I shift the time or whatever? I don't follow any more the rules of when to plant things, I must say. The dead stick probably won't. No, I don't think. But from those seeds, it should be fine. Are they easy? Are they easy? I'm reading up. When I read up on basil before, I ignored all the from seed bits because I had the plant and I didn't know the first thing about that. So that's one of my 4 new things. This kind of isn't new, but this type is new. I grow mint. Mint just grows here, no problem. Mint comes, mint goes. Mint. I have no trouble with mint, but I've never grown it from seed. It was already here. So I got peppermint because I've never grown from seed. So I thought, well, do that then. I know it'll grow. I just chuck them in, and if they grow, they grow. They tend to grow pretty okay, but better off in a place rather than from pot to ground. Right, okay, cool. Yeah, so I know it grows here. So it's whether I can grow it from seed. So I thought peppermint, that would be a bit different then. So I got that. So that's kind of new to me, but isn't new to me. If it doesn't grow, it's my fault. Then I got parsley. I got literally anything I didn't have from this shop that I wanted to have a go at. Parsley. And I was telling Mike the story of parsley. Blue will probably know this. When I was at school for HE, home economics, cooking, you always had to bring in the ingredients that they told you. And it was always a sprig of parsley to garnish. And my mum used to get fed up with going out and buying like a bunch of parsley because it didn't keep during the week. She didn't add herbs or anything to meals. So she was always a bit annoyed with this sprig of parsley. So she got my dad to grow it, and he grew it. Something must be easy if he just grew it, no problem. So he grew parsley. And then if you didn't bring in all the ingredients like a sprig of parsley, you lost marks because you didn't garnish, present it and follow the instructions. So I then used to take the parsley in like a load and sell it to my friends, one little bit to garnish for 12p. Oh dear. Grow the peppermint well away from the other mint. Okay, or else it'll cross-contaminate. Cool. I want to grow it in my new vertical growing area, one of my new areas for vertical growing. I want some there so our volunteers or guests can pick some. Noms. I'm going for parsley this year. Cool. We can compare. I'd be annoyed with that too. Honestly, it was a nightmare for me. He. Yes. Yeah. So I thought, well, I know I like it. And I know you can do so much with it. I'm pretty sure you can add it to just about anything, parsley. And I noticed you can make parsley wine. Parsley wine. So, as I say, I haven't grown it before personally. This just says giant, biennial, bestseller. 55 inches tall, very fragrant and productive variety with lush dark green foliage, exceptionally tolerant. Ooh. Also in salad with grains, so good. Do you know what? The seeds even smell nice. Oh, it smells nice. Nice. Excellent. Because I went to do some different stuff. And then the only other funky thing they had, because I was looking then for different herbs and that, because I did say this year I was going to slowly try and get into herbs, was coriander. Now, I got this because it's supposed to be good for bugs. And my initial thought of starting herbs was buy things that you can make bug repellents and that out of as well. I do use the seeds I can get in herb blends too. Cool. So I don't know anything about these at all. Don't tell me that you can use them in curries because I don't like curry. What does it say? Nothing I can read you on the front. Anything here I can read you? Annual height 50 to 80 centimetres. Small white flowers that form umbrellas and spherical grey seeds. The seeds are used in the production of liqueurs. That made me listen. In the pharmaceutical industry, and to flavour cured meats. Distance 40 centimetres between rows, 15 to 20 centimetres along the row. Quantity 2 to 3 grams of seeds per square metre of surface area. And that wasn't the Italian I was reading. I don't know Italian much. I use coriander in salads. Oh, right, okay. Like a green leaf with mint for Asian style salads. That's nice. Oh, missed one. Coriander is great to grow. Again, can be a diva. Don't like hearing that. But once it's established, it will reseed itself. Am I right in thinking it's one of those things, if you let the seeds go, it will multiply everywhere? Do you have to keep it under control? They look like radish seeds. Yeah, they look just like radish seeds to me. Radish seeds. Do you ever do that? You have your box or whatever of seeds, and then you drop one, and you find it in the bottom of the box, and then you're like, well, what seed's that? That looks to me just like a radish seed. Pretty much. So they're my new seeds. Where should we put you? Put you in there. So they're my new seeds. Beans I've got to read up on. Mike knows how to do beans, sort of. So he's quite up on the seeds of beans. I haven't grown beans before. I don't know why people think I was a grower in England. I was certainly not. I've only grown since I've lived in Cyprus. I throw mystery seeds in the ground, let them do that. Yeah, don't you find these mystery seeds wander into other beds? Why do you suddenly get, everyone calls them volunteer plants, you suddenly get this random plant? I don't call them volunteers. If anyone's watched me for a long time, you'll know I call them progressors, because no matter where they end up in their little life, these seeds, they grow. So I call them progressors. I don't call them volunteers. Like progressors. I did find a little bit about coriander, because that's the one mostly I know like zero on. Annual 60 to 90 centimetres, 2 to 3 foot. So mid to late spring, broadcast or in drills. Well, ignore that. They're growing indoors right now. Flowers are a pretty mauve, but the plant has an offensive odour if bruised until the seed ripens. Harvest aromatic seeds for pickles, chutneys, casseroles and curries. Blue says sometimes birds. I know it's birds pooping them out. Sometimes the wind. Mostly it's droppings from when we clean up and harvest and forget, drop something and forget it's there. Yeah, definitely. Wind blowing seeds and things. That's how I've got so much black nightshade in my garden this year. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You just leave one little bit and it blows. That's what you've got to watch with those 4 o'clock flowers blow. If you don't take the seeds out the middle of flowers as soon as you see them, the black seeds, I show you on my video, they drop and they just keep going everywhere. If you want your front garden full of flowers, perfect. So that's a coriander. Got anything else on coriander in here? Yes, I found another page. Coriander. An attractive, hardy, annual growing to about 60 centimetres, 2 foot, with slime green stems bearing divided green leaves, heavier near the base than at the top. The small pinkish flowers, they were purple, mauve in the last reading, appear in the summer, followed by round fruits. When these fruits or seeds are ripe, the plant should be cut down and dried over newspapers to collect the seeds as they fall. Though they're tolerant freezing, the leaves of coriander do not dry well. The spicy seeds, the main harvest, are added to liqueurs and pickles, besides a wide variety of sweet and savoury dishes. They cost me £60 a kilo now for herbal medicine. Wow, ridiculous prices. Makes it difficult for patients. Certainly does. Is coriander good for you, Blue? What's it good for? What's it good for? So am I right in thinking it's the seeds you use for cooking? The actual seeds? Oh, the black nightshade. Oh, really? I could send you some. I could send you some. Oh dear. Isn't it funny? All the things like you say is expensive. I got tons of that. But that's how the world is, isn't it? If something's there, it's cheap or, oh my goodness, it's everywhere here. It really is. It's just grown everywhere. It really is. So yeah, coriander, I'm saying, no, I wouldn't. I can't ever send you plants. If I could, I would love to send you a whole container full of trees growing, like sort of saplings or whatever you call them, small trees in all sorts of things, and you just keep them going. You could sell them on as well. It's used for stomach, right, and intestinal issues. All right. Well, that's quite good then. That might be good for me. Might be good for me. So there's that one. What else did I have? What's one of my four? Oh, parsley. Let's look at parsley. Parsley. Biennial, 15 to 30 centimetres, 6 to 12 inches. So early to mid-spring once the soil has warmed up. Germination is very slow, so I won't worry then, it's not coming up. Try watering drills immediately before sowing with boiling water, or soak the seed for 24 hours prior to sowing. Cover with a cloche for winter supply. Do not let plants flower. Do not permit it. Do not. Constipation, diarrhea, gas, flatulence, nausea, athlete's foot. Oh, that's interesting. And many other conditions, but there's no good scientific evidence to support these uses. Ooh, that sounds very good. Let's find parsley in here. Parsley. Biennial with soft green foliage, crispy, curled. There's two types, isn't there? There's curly and not curly. It's an important source of vitamins and minerals and has been one of the most popular of all herbs for everyday consumption for thousands of years. There's also a French parsley with broader uncurled foliage, that's what I was thinking of, and a form grown for its roots. The Hamburg parsley, also with uncurled leaves. Stems, sometimes called heads, cut for consumption, are soon replaced and steady supply is produced. If parsley is to be grown in succession, sow seeds from spring through to late summer. The seeds must be fresh and the soil rich and moist. Where there is space, allow some plants to flower and self-seed. The last one said, do not let them flower. Germination can take as long as 8 weeks, but some gardeners maintain that this period can be halved if the seed is soaked in warm water before sowing, and if the drills in which it's sown have boiling water poured into them shortly before sowing. Seedlings should be thinned or transplanted to about 60 centimetres, 2 foot. In dry summers, transplanting can lead to bolting. Plants can be protected by cloches or a frame in winter and can also be lifted or sown and grown indoors in pots. Hamburg parsley, which is a little parsnip-like, requires rather more space and a deeper soil to produce its fleshy roots, leaving the soil until they are required. The leaves can also be picked and used. Uses. Parsley is an important ingredient of the bouquet garni. It's popular, used mainly as a garnish or for making parsley sauce. Oh yes, Blue, do you make parsley sauce like mint sauce or do you use other stuff? I need to know how to make parsley sauce. But it can play more important roles than this. See chapter 6. It's a very rich source of minerals and vitamins. Yes, I want to know how to make parsley sauce. Milk with that. I seem to recall I made that at school. Maybe it's in my recipe book that I made at school. I need to know how to make parsley sauce. Blue says there's much research on it. I just grabbed that off the WebMD, so ignore the last bit. They're owned by the big pharma and they don't want you growing your own medicine. By the way, guys, anyone watching this back later, do go and check out Blue Self-Reliance. If you've got questions, she's someone who really knows anything, cooking, growing, herbal stuff, medicine, all sorts of stuff. Parsley sauce is a pain in the butt. Oh, is it? Oh, well, it's a white sauce. Yeah, I remember making it at school. I'm sure milk and butter. Can't remember. Oh, why is it a pain? Oh, I could have used that. Could have done that. Could have made that. Okay, what was the other one? Basil and, oh, the mint. Let's talk about the mint one. Let's do mint first. Mint. Perennial, 30 to 75 centimetres, 1 to 2.5 feet. Most commonly grown is the spicata, the spearmint, and known generally as garden mint. Other more decorative leaved kinds are also aromatic and good for window box and basket gardens, but not as useful for culinary purposes. Divide in spring or autumn. Moist soil for sure. You can still do it. Requires a lot of fiddly stuff. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Oh, Blue's put her qualifications up here. Oh, you just jumped as I was trying to look. Dietitian, nutritionist, herbalist, and naturopath. You chop the parsley really fine. Oh, thanks. Chop it really fine. Then you have to wash most of the green out of it in a cloth. Oh, that's the messing about. And then add it to white sauce. Otherwise, the whole thing becomes too much and bright green. Oh, I'm going to make some neon sauce. Present it to Mike, this neon luminous green sauce. He'll be like, I don't think so, darling. I don't think so. Oh, want to ask you, I make mint sauce for Mike. Is the peppermint, what is it, peppermint I've got? Yes, peppermint. Is that okay or no? Stick with my normal, more like dark grassy green. Yes, is the peppermint all right for mint sauce or no? Peppermint's fine for mint sauce. Perfect. So mint in here. Mints have been harvested for culinary use probably since Neolithic times in southern Europe. This hybrid peppermint is a cross between watermint and spearmint, and itself has two forms, black peppermint and white peppermint. There are many mints, wild and cultivated, many natural hybrids, many different mints with identical names, many with differences so slight that only microscopic examination can separate them. In view of these facts, the best known mints are described here under the names that are substantiated by the authority of the Royal Horticultural Society, and as the differences are minor and their cultivation and uses much the same, I propose only to mention them briefly here and to separate their uses where there are many. Spearmint is probably the best known of the culinary mints and one which does not occur in the wild except as a garden escape. It grows to about 30 to 40 centimetres, 12 to 16 inches. It's hairless with bright green leaves and lilac flowers. Apple mint, I've never heard of that. Apple mint is frequently grown and is a form with its rounder leaves splashed with cream and magenta. Excuse me. It's sometimes called pineapple mint. Interesting. Peppermint is very likely a cross between the original mint and the spearmint. All the mints are perennial and has four-sided stems with parallel opposite leaves on short stalks, spikes of small white, pink or purple flowers in the summer. They all grow from invasive underground runners, which are normally prevented from travelling too far by growing the plant in a bottomless bucket or by enclosing the roots within walls of slate or stone, or distinguished by the strong and characteristic perfume of the oils. So it's important in cooking and in the flavouring and perfuming of many products, from toothpaste and chewing gum to liqueurs and perfumes. It's also really good, Blue says, in vodka with a bit of sugar. So you get a kind of snapped, but you didn't hear that from me. Needs to make notes. Sorry if I'm shaking you. I'm writing over this side because I've got all my seeds over there. Sugar. It's fine, hon. What, the shaking? I've used to do it there. Then I did it over here, but I've got, because I was making my video today, I've got all sorts of paraphernalia here. So that's mint, and we've got one more to do. Oh, the basil. We'll go and do the basil, because I did talk about basil a long time back, but obviously now I'm listening about seed, growing basil from seed. It'd be funny if I read the wrong one. Now I'll tell you something completely wrong for basil. Basil, sweet. That's the one I've got, the sweet basil. Treat as a half-hardy annual, but it's an annual. 30 to 45 centimetres, 1 to 1.5 feet. Supply moist, well-drained site. Needs sun. Fresh leaves are good for salads and tomato dishes. And then here it says, basil is grown as a perennial in its native India. Oh, India. But by the time it's travelled halfway around the world to Britain, it must be treated as an annual. In India, it is a holy herb among the Hindus. In Greece, Basilius, the base name Basilius indicates that it is a king amongst herbs, because Basilius is like of the king. And in several Mediterranean countries, pots of basil are presented as gifts between friends. It is esteemed both as a culinary gift and as a means of keeping away flies. That was part of why I wanted that in the first place. It grows to about 50 to 100 centimetres, 20 to 40 inches, and has wide, perfumed, fleshy leaves and spikes of purplish white flowers. There are several varieties, the sweet basil being the best, although a number of modern hybrids cannot be ignored. It was one of the old strewing herbs and is still used as a fly deterrent. It's widely used in the kitchen in many savoury dishes. Cultivation. Basil should be grown from seed sown under glass and planted out in a warm and sheltered spot no earlier than June. Soil should be rich, light, well drained and kept constantly moist. Flower buds should be pinched out as they develop in order to obtain strong and bushy growth. Stems or leaves can be kept for a short period in a refrigerator in a sealed plastic bag, or rather longer in the deep freeze after being quickly blanched. Dry leaves seem to change their flavour and taste almost like one of the curries. Uses. Basil is widely used in the kitchen, but the leaves should be added at the end of cooking process rather than allowing them to stew, bake or boil. It's an important ingredient in the making of well-known pesto sauce, see page 27 or blue. It has the capacity of enhancing the flavour of tomatoes and goes well with many other herbs and with mushroom dishes. Where are we? Basil seeds are really yum too and used widely in Asia in refreshing non-alcoholic drinks. It's a different type of basil. They're talking about holy basil or tulsi, which makes great tea that is good for you. In male, in male, in male. I know. Yeah, so that's of interest, really. I hope someone learnt something there along the line. I love Blue being on these ones where I talk about like I'm learning things, because Blue's got some great ideas. Where did I see about the wine? Where did I see about wine? Parsley wine. I must share this soon as I spoke of it. Do you know this, Blue? Parsley wine. It says you need 450 grams, which is a pound of parsley. It's going to be quite a lot, isn't it? A pound of parsley. 4.5 litres, which is a gallon of boiling water. 25 grams, which is 1 ounce, a lump of ginger, 2 oranges, 2 lemons, 1.8 kilograms, which is 4 pounds of sugar. That's a lot of sugar, but there it would be. 14 grams, half an ounce of yeast, and a slice of toast. Oh, you know it. Oh. Place the parsley in a large bowl and pour on the boiling water. Allow all to steep for 24 hours, then strain. Boil the liqueur with the ginger and the rinds of the oranges and lemons. Have ready the orange and lemon juice in a large bowl or jar. Pour the parsley liquid onto this. When nearly cool, add the yeast spread on a piece of toast. Interested about this toast. Cover with a cloth and allow to stand for 4 days. Strain and pour into jars or bottles fitted with airlocks. Cork when all fermentation has ceased. So what's the toast bit, Blue? Happy to help when I can. Oh, you help so much. It will knock you off your bum and you won't realise it's happening until you're wondering why you're suddenly sitting on the ground. Oh, it sounds interesting. I need to mark that page because I lost it. Mark the page. Oh, let me mark that. There, mark the page. I don't have ginger. It helps feed the yeast. Right, okay. That's interesting. I was like, oh, and a bit of toast on the side, because if it makes you that merry, you need to eat with drink. So your toast is ready. Good. Oh, my dad always goes, well, you know me, I don't really buy things. So I hopefully will have parsley. I can do boiling water. Don't have ginger. I have oranges. I have lemons. I can get sugar. Yeast. I don't have yeast. I have to get yeast. That's what I do with recipes. I look for things I've got or things I will use again. You have to watch those old country wine recipes. They're deadly. I've got a little book somewhere and it's got, I think I used it. Did I use it in the last slide? Different wines, like those sort of wines. Well, they got a few in here because this is all different ways of using herbs. This has got herb teas. is it tisanes or tisanes? I don't know what that is. And wines. What's tisanes? What's a tisane? Does it say here? No, I don't know what that is. What's a tisane? I've to run, got a meeting. Okay, cool. Small sherry or port glass only. Cool. Okay. Much love, Blue. Thanks for being there. Been a great help. Yeah, so they got other wines and things here. They've got rose petal wine, rhubarb and balm wine. So there's lots of little bit on herbs. Just some basic starts. There's herb flavour jellies. We've got a basic recipe. You've got a herb and rhubarb jelly. Oh, a parsley jelly. Let's read that as we talk about parsley. I think we've finished there. What's the time? Yes, I'll read you the parsley jelly one. This follows a different recipe to the basic jelly recipe. Wash the parsley well. Put it into a preserving pan with sufficient water to cover it. Bring to the boil. Simmer for 15 minutes and then strain. Measure the juice. To every 600 ml, 1 pint, add 450 grams, 1 pound, of sugar and the juice of a lemon. Bring all to the boil and continue to boil fast until it forms a jelly. So we've got some really good basic starting points there for me and hopefully you. If any of you grow any of these things and you've got something to add for me, I would always appreciate that. So particularly I'm looking at coriander. That's my main thing. I really know zero about other than what we've learnt today. Parsley. I'm all right on the mint. I'm okay on that. What was the fourth thing? What's the fourth thing? Parsley, coriander, mint. Parsley, coriander, mint. What was the fourth one? Oh, basil from seed. Basil from seed. I have, as I say, planted a bit of all of those. Literally just put them as I do my indoor growing. I've put a little bit of everything, a few seeds of each thing in a plastic container with the lid on, as you see all my indoor garden. Labelled them all, watered them, left them, and I'll see what comes up naturally. But as I say, if you've got any advice on any of those, either from growing from the seed or further down the line, I'd really appreciate that. If I've missed anything that I've talked about them, that would be appreciated. And also any bean tips. So I'm talking French beans or runner beans, those sort of beans. And I'd really like help with those. As I say, I am slowly doing a video on every single product that I grow, vegetables and fruit. So the cucumber one will be first up, probably, what day is it today? Monday. So Wednesday, I've got another one ready to go. So it'll be Friday. That one will be up. And don't forget to drop me comments underneath my videos, either to add information for me or just to say, that's great. That's great. I really appreciate that. So have a good day, everyone. Get out there and grow something. Just try something. And as I say, if it doesn't grow, don't give up on it. Give it another go. Sometimes it's just a bad year for a product or a seed, a certain type. So keep going with it. Have fun with it. And until next time, as always, Meraki.